Well, here we go. It's Sunderland versus Portsmouth, part 4 at the Stadium of Light, the playoff semi-final first leg. Saturday night, 7:30. What a strange time on a Saturday to have a football match. But yes, 7:30 at the Stadium of Light. This weekend, the 11th of May, it's Sunderland versus Portsmouth in the vital first leg of the playoffs. Before we get started, there was 3 people got the correct scores right. Southend versus Sunderland, 2-1 defeat. It was the Taffy Mackham, Tim Emmy and Ruben Boxer. They've all got 10 points each and they all get a free go at first goal scorer against Portsmouth on Saturday night. Well done. A quick rundown of the table. As such, I've done it up to date, and top of the table is still Martin Crowell with 46 points. And then Tim has gone into second place. And this is the rundown of the table. And there's another couple of pages, but these are the leaders at this moment in time. Now, because Martin Crowell has been leading the table for so long, I said I would do a review of a Czech beer. And I found one brewed in Prague. Prague is nicknamed the City of 100 Spies, and it has its own beer. Now, can you pronounce that one? Staropramen beer. Staropramen beer. Yes, Staropramen beer, brewed in Prague, capital of Czech. 660 millilitres, and it's 5% alcohol. I've never tasted a beer. I never reviewed a beer. So I'm going to give this a go. This is just for Martin Crowell. Cheers, lad. Well done being the table leader for such a long time. Off goes the lid. Now this is going to be different to cider. I'm a really good cider. I like cider, but now this smells really strong. Get my big fat nose in there again. I've washed it. I've washed the bottle. Remember to always wash your bottles. Here we go. Now I'm not a beer drinker. I don't mind lager. A little head on that, man. That's some head. Probably just the way I'm pouring it. We'll let that settle for a touch, and we'll review that Staropramen beer in a bit. So this weekend it's Sunderland versus Portsmouth at the Stadium of Light, and it's take 4. The very first game we drew. The very first game we lost 3-1 down at Fratton Park when I thought it was really even Stevens until the dodgy penalty and sending off of Louvrens. Whether it was dodgy, it's debatable. Some say it should have been sent off, some say it should have been a penalty and a yellow card. But it ended up 3-1 to Portsmouth, and well done, you deserved the victory in the second half. And then we went to Wembley. We all know what happened at Wembley. At full time, it was 1-1 from a fantastic goal from McGeady with an equally brilliant goal in extra time to make it 2-1 to Portsmouth from Jamal Lowe, who I rate as their danger man. Yes, Jamal Lowe lobbed McLaughlin with a fantastic goal to put Portsmouth 2-1 up in extra time. And then Jamal Lowe also scored their 4th penalty. And then when Sunderland played Portsmouth at home, Jamal Lowe scored again. So Jamal Lowe's the danger man. He's played in every single match, every single league match for Portsmouth this campaign, but he was rested against Accrington Stanley. Kenny Jackett said he looked a bit fatigued and I think he needed a bit of a rest. He is the danger man. We keep Jamal Lowe quiet, we can stop the balls coming in the box and also stop Jamal Lowe from scoring goals. Because apart from assists, he scores quite a few goals. 103 appearances for Portsmouth with 25 goals. 25-year-old Jamal Lowe from Harrow in London. Grew up almost close to Wembley. When he played for non-league, he was a PE teacher, so he's done really well coming through the ranks, and now 25-year-old at almost the peak of his game at this moment in time. He could go on to better. I've heard rumours that West Bromwich Albion wanted him at some point. So I think he is good enough for the Championship very easily. A fantastic player that we have to keep quiet. Hopefully, he's over the top for the season and he is fatigued and he won't be at his best for the playoffs. Jamal Lowe joined Portsmouth in 2016 and since then he scored 25 goals. For a midfielder, Absolutely brilliant. But he likes to come down the wing. I think it's the right wing it is. But a brilliant, brilliant play. And again, before I can't stress as much, we need to keep this bloke quiet. He scored 3 times against Sunderland already this season. I'm not sure if he scored in the first game at Fratton Park. I can't remember that far back. But Wembley, I thought we were the better team for 85 minutes. 82 minutes. And then Portsmouth came on strong. Now, Wembley, I thought we were the better side convincingly in the first half. I thought we were the better side convincingly in the first half at Fratton Park. But the last match, Sunderland versus Portsmouth at the Stadium of Light, when there was 3,000 fantastic, brilliant Portsmouth fans there, apart from one absolute cowboy idiot nutter slime ball who set off not a flare. It was a smoke bomb. But some people say a smoke bomb's perfectly fine to throw into the crowd, but not a flare. Fuck off. Nothing should be thrown at all to any opposing players, any opposing fans, any officials, nothing at all. It should be a friendly, free, family game. That's what football should be. That's what I'm trying to promote. And all the fans coming on here, we get loads of I've met loads of Portsmouth fans. I've spoke to loads of Portsmouth fans this season on the YouTube channel, and they've all been absolutely fantastic. All been complimentary about my channel, and again, they're brilliant fans, and they're all welcome to come on this channel and watch the video. Like I said, one horrible fan usually spoils for everybody, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I know there's brilliant Portsmouth fans out there. And there'll be about 2,000 fans coming up for the playoffs this weekend. I've heard they've only gotten 2,000 tickets. I don't know why they've only getting that few. Because they probably deserve more, and they could bring more up to the Stadium Light on Saturday. Because on Saturday night, they come up for the weekend, have a brilliant weekend in Sunderland, some fantastic places to see and do. And if it's a nice, beautiful day, you can go to the beach beforehand, get yourself some cheesy chips, some fish and chips, absolutely have a few beers, a lovely time. And then pre-match, before the match starts at the Wheat Chief, there's only a 2-minute walk from the ground. You can see Wee Phillies if he's on this weekend. I'm sure he will be. So make yourself have a brilliant weekend at Sunderland this weekend. Come up, you're welcome. All the fans are really friendly. You enjoy your weekend yet again. Because I spoke to Portsmouth fans after the last match, after the flare incident, the smoke bomb incident, and they all agreed with everybody else that it should never happen, and this bloke should be locked up. This lad, 18-year-old lad, should be locked up and never allowed in a football match again. Simple as. That's like a cross between Stella and Heineken. Possibly. It does taste like a lager actually, but they say it's beer on there, but a lot of foreign beers are lager, I think. That's actually, I mean, I'm not a Stella. I don't like Stella. Stella's too strong. Leaves a horrible aftertaste in your mouth, but that tastes quite nice. Not as nice as cider mine, but for a foreign beer from the Czech Republic, from Prague, that's nice. That is nice. I recommend that. I don't know what Martin Krall thinks of this beer, whether this is one of their really good beers in Prague in the Czech, or whether it's one of their poor beers. I don't know. I'm not a connoisseur from lager beers, but as my palate goes, that doesn't taste too bad. Let's look at the positive things this weekend. Not the odd idiot who spoils the day. Let's look at the good fans. The fans mingle, some really good fans from both sets of fans. Both sides. Absolutely brilliant. Now going back to the Sunderland match at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland won. Flanagan goal in 9 minutes from a beautiful cross from Power. Have a look at this. We dominated the first 15 minutes, and then after about 20 minutes, Portsmouth started to come back into the match. Whether we sat back a little bit, because we usually do when we're leading 1-0. I don't know if it's intentionally from Ross. I don't know if the players just naturally do it. As a collectiveness, they just naturally ease off a little bit because they're leading. Whether they think they're better, I don't know. But Portsmouth came back into the game for the next 20 minutes. Portsmouth dominated. They went in, they drew level against Sunderland with a brilliant finish from Jamal Lowe, and they scored a goal to put them in front, which was disallowed, I think, for offside. We ended the game with Charlie Wyke missing an absolute sitter. Actually, I'm going to be a little bit harsh with Charlie there. It was a fantastic goal from McGillivray. A fantastic save for McGillivray. He was an absolutely world-class keeper for Portsmouth. Portsmouth and Sunderland have both got brilliant keepers. Absolutely fantastic keepers. And he made a good save from Charlie Wyke to keep it at 1 apiece at half-time. Now, second half came out. We made a couple of changes, and I thought we were the better side. I think Portsmouth had one decent chance. We had a few good chances. And to be honest, on the balance of possession, on the balance of chances, pardon me, I thought we deserved the victory. To be fair, I did. I thought we deserved the victory. I thought on another day, we could have went on to win that match 2 or 3. But we didn't. Fair dues to Portsmouth. They got the point. They came away from the ground. And that match, Sunderland versus Portsmouth, that match had equal importance as it did in the playoffs. The winner of that match, I think, would have probably gotten promoted. Would have went on to take the confidence from that match to get on and to win. Since then, Sunderland Ross has made his chopped and changed his side around. He's changed system 4-4-2 against Southend. Didn't work. 4-4-2 is no good for Sunderland. And against Fleetwood, it changed a few players too. So our stronger side almost was out, apart from Maguire, for the starting lineup against Portsmouth. And Portsmouth had their strongest lineup. I mean, Sunderland's starting lineup that day was McLaughlin, 09 right back, Oviedo left back, Cattermole, Power in midfield, Flanagan, Ozturk, central defenders, and we had Morgan, McGeady and Honeyman. And then we had Wyke up front. Now, to me, that's a really strong side. The only player I might change is drop Honeyman and bring Maguire into that position, because Maguire might link up with Wyke a little bit better. Now, for me, I wouldn't change that side. He's rested Morgan, he's rested McGeady, he rested Cattermole last match, he rested Oviedo, he only brought 09 at half time, he rested Wyke. So their players have had a good rest. For me, that's the best starting lineup. Now, whether he plays Honeyman because he has this thing with Honeyman playing all the time, or whether he brings Maguire back into the fold and puts Honeyman on the bench, I'm not quite sure. But I will play Maguire over Honeyman. I'll have Cattermole as the captain, our key player, Cattermole. If Cattermole is on fire, fresh, he gets up and down, he's a box player. He gets into the box, he does some brilliant passes into the box for the Sunderland players, and he gets back and he does last-ditch tackles, which you need from somebody in midfield. Absolutely brilliant midfielder. He may let Power go up for the crosses like he did against Portsmouth in the last match. But Cattermole is a vital ingredient to Sunderland's side. Now, Charlie Wyke is starting to get loads of confidence. I mean, against Southend, again, he had a couple of opportunities. He created a penalty and he should have had another penalty. He can't affect the defence that much. And there was one point where he got fouled and he turned round and it was argy-bargy. He's a big unit. Charlie Wyke's a big unit. He's starting to get fitter and better, and he's going to be peaking at the right time for the playoffs. That's what I think. I think Maguire's going to peak now. He's had a couple of matches. He's rested all week since Southend. He might peak too. McGeady's rested. Morgan's been rested. Cattermole's been rested. And like I said, Oviedo was rested. 09 came on half-time, but we have Cattermole and Power in the centre of midfield. We're just behind in the defence, because Cattermole has to get back and help the defence. Is going to be Flanagan, Ozturk. Flanagan, Ozturk have had a few games together now, so hopefully you're going to start clicking. But we go to Portsmouth side. They've got a pretty similar system, exactly the same 4-2-3-1. They've got McGillivray in goal, who is absolutely brilliant. For me, he's one of their best players. And we've got Brown, Clark, Burgess, Thompson in defence. Naylor close in midfield with Lowe, Curtis, Pittman and Vaughan. That was the starting lineup against Sunderland. And that was the starting lineup for the match after against Peterborough. Now, they didn't play great against Sunderland and they got beat against Peterborough. Games previous to that, when they beat Burton and they beat Coventry, they had Evans in instead of Curtis and they had Hawkins in instead of Vaughan. So we all know their defence is solid. Their defence is going to be the same. It's going to be Brown, Thompson, Burgess and Clark and McGillivray in defence. That's the defence and the keeper. We know Naylor and Close are always in the centre of midfield. Pittman is absolutely brilliant. Now, I call him Bob Pittman because I've got a friend called Bob Pittman, but we all know him as Brett Pittman. And we've got, obviously, Jamal Lowe. Jamal Lowe's a danger man. The man I rate the most for Portsmouth. I'd say Jamal Lowe and their keeper are absolutely brilliant players. Them two players are better than League One by 100%. Absolutely brilliant. And then up front, for me, if I was a Portsmouth, the manager, Kenny Jackett, I'd probably start Oliver Hawkins rather than Vaughan, because I think Vaughan is a complete nugget. But I really hope Vaughan doesn't start, because I really hope he doesn't go on to score a goal and then I'll like a right tatey call him a complete nugget. So both teams, Sunderland and Portsmouth, have both rested players in the last couple of matches. Jack Ross has rested more Sunderland players than Kenny Jackett has of the Portsmouth players. I think with our full fit squad back together, the team I've mentioned before, we can take Portsmouth, and I'm going for a 2-0 victory. It's going to be a tight game. We're going to score in the first half. Portsmouth are going to come at Sunderland and we'll catch them on the break and we'll win 2-0. I think we're going to take a 2-0 advantage back to Fratton Park. Whether that's enough, I don't know. But that's my prediction. So come on, everybody, for 10 points. Get your score predictions down below. Let's say it's got the greatest sports noggin. Only 3 games to go. Only 30 points up for grabs, apart from the 3 people at Taffy Mackham, Tim M.E. and Ruben, who can get 5 points for first goal scorer against Portsmouth. Everybody else got to for 10 points. But it's really close. Like I said, Martin Crowell, absolutely brilliant sports noggin so far. Top Sunderland fan from the Czech Republic. And I'm drinking his beer at this moment in time. Has been hitting the nail right in the head all season, getting the correct scores. Cheers, Martin. It's going to be a great game this weekend. I'm probably not going to be able to make it until the whistle actually blows. I had a family commitment booked up for about 5 months and it's landed on this day. Sod's law, pretty typical. Probably won't get home at about 7:15, so whether I get to the ground in time for 7:30 and get my car parked up and God knows what else is another thing. But I'll be there at some point. I'll probably miss the start. Touch wood, I won't. But I really hope I get there in time, because I'm looking forward to this match. It's going to be wonderful, wonderful atmosphere. There's going to be 40,000 plus fans there, hopefully. So every single... So every Sunderland fan, get behind Donald, get behind Jack Ross, get behind the team that I know you will. We have to support every single person involved in Sunderland Football Club for the playoffs and for the final, if we make it. Because it's never over. It's never over until the final whistle, until the final game of the season. And Sunderland have this massive, massive match against Portsmouth this weekend. It's only the first leg. Like I said, 2-0 to Sunderland. Get your correct scores down in the comment section. Everybody's welcome. All the Portsmouth fans are welcome. Luton, Barnsley fans, anybody out there are all welcome to put the correct scores down. And like I said before, Barnsley and Luton can sit back and enjoy the playoffs with an open mind and watch some good games. And you both know that you're in the Championship. Absolutely brilliant. Well done in the Championship. I hope both teams have a good season next season in the Championship and none of us come back down straight away. Because I've met some absolutely fantastic Luton fans, some absolutely fantastic Barnsley fans and other fans from other clubs on this channel. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Absolutely brilliant. Cheers to you all for supporting my channel. So like I said before, everyone's got to put the score predictions down below. Pompey fans, Sunderland fans, absolutely brilliant two sets of teams, both really good set of supporters, both really good clubs, family friendly clubs. Not a bad beer. Like I said, I prefer cider, but that's not too bad. For beer itself and lager, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, just for my taste, but other people may like it better than I do. Now another thing, I've been contacted by PompeyCorner.com, who want to do some sort of talk or chat or Skype or Google Hangout. I'm not quite sure with all these in things. I'll give it a go if I can get it to work, because I'm not very good with technology, you know, being an old person like me. I mean, there's loads of old people out there who are really good with technology, but I'm not as clever as them. So I'll give it a go at some point. And apparently on their PompeyCon.com, they're going to have this video on so you can watch. You know, absolutely fantastic fans. Like I said, the young lady's been in contact. Brilliant. I wish you all the best, but hopefully you won't win Sunderland in the playoffs. You won't beat Sunderland in the playoffs. But, you know, may the best team win. Simple as. May the best team win. Both teams are absolutely fantastic. Are brilliant. But like I said, I'm predicting a 2-0 Sunderland home victory. It may be a different kettle of fish down at Fratton Park, but we need to go there with a 2-0 win. Jack Ross needs now to get this team ready, primed and sorted out, raring to go for this match. These now, it's like a new league. It's a 3-game league. It's a 3-game league. It's Sunderland versus Portsmouth and the other one, Doncaster versus Charlton. But Sunderland versus Portsmouth for the first part of the league. We need to win this first match. Jack Ross, he must have this team raring to go up for it. He must, he needs to get some bite in his match. He's very calm, cool and collected, Jack Ross. He's an improving manager. And I want to keep me for another season. I know there's loads of people arguing, saying they want him out, they want him in. It's 50-50. But all the fans need to get together and behind him for the playoffs. 100%. He's the man in charge. He puts the team out. And I'm sure this team is going to respond for the playoffs. The likes of Catamole, likes of McGeady, likes of Maguire. These are the players that are going to respond and get the team rallying up and performing. Honeyman, if he plays, if he's on the bench, it comes on. Charlie Wyke, 90%, 100% fit, ready for this match. We need everything, the same performance as we did against Portsmouth at home. With just the extra 10% more, we'll win that match. 2-0. Right, the other match this weekend is Doncaster versus Charlton in the other second game of the playoffs. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Charlton are absolutely on fire at this moment in time under Lee Bowyer. Absolutely brilliant. Up-and-coming manager. I personally don't like him for the Geordie connections. I'm only joking. I just don't like him anyway. Never mind, that's by the by. But he's a good manager. He's doing well. I give him all of his due. I give him his due. I give the team the due. I give the fans the due. They're having a really good season. A really good season. And, they've overtaken Sunderland. So well done, Charlton. Having a good season. I think they'll get a 1-1 draw. I think Taylor will score for Hughes. I think Marcus will score for Grant McCann's Doncaster. It's going to be a good game. I'm going to watch that game too, because it's important that Sunderland find out about these two teams. We've already played them twice this season. We're getting 6 points against Doncaster and 4 against Charlton. So if we can get past our biggest adversary this season in Portsmouth, I'm sure we can make it to the Championship. Now, one last thing I just wanted to go through. I kept this off last season, the beginning of the season. Anti-post football. I want to show you what prices were available for the teams that actually won the league. Now, we all know Norwich won the Championship. You want to know what price Norwich were to win the Championship this season? Have a guess? 20-1. 20-1 to win the Championship. Now, League One, Luton. What price think Luton were to win League One? 14-1. Two fantastic prices. Now in League Two, what price do you reckon Lincoln were to win League Two? 8-1 third favourites. And in the Premier League at this moment in time, that was the prices. 8-13 for Man City. What price Celtic were to win the Premiership in Scottish Prem? 1-10. 1-10. Crazy. I wish I had 100 quid on Norwich to win the Championship. Well done to all those teams. So, again, like I said, it's Sunderland versus Portsmouth this weekend. I hope everybody has a safe journey to the match and a safe journey home. Portsmouth fans, I hope you come up for the weekend. Come up on the Friday night. Have a fantastic, brilliant weekend. Have a brilliant Friday. Have a fantastic, amazing Saturday. I hope you, put the lottery on. You win the lottery, whatever you do. You absolutely wonderful weekend. But when it comes to the match, I hope you're that happy that when you get beat 2-0, you're not that disappointed. Stay safe and I'll catch you on Saturday.